Hey, murderphoniacs. This is your host, Tony Stiaglia, the serial killer whisperer. And this is my brother, Joey. You all know him, at least, you fellow murderphoniacs who have tuned into past episodes. He makes an appearance every once in a while. And it's always good when he makes an appearance. He adds a lot to the show.
He keeps you honest.
I feel like I got to come to defend myself because usually I find myself, I listen to your show at night, right? When I'm walking the dog. And I'm usually angry by the end of the walk.
Even the dog is angry.
I'm like, fuck, I'm not even there to defend myself. Apparently I have a piss fetish. Everything that you say, everything. Yeah, I'm like,
you name it.
Seriously, I'll be walking along the dog, just minding my own business, listening to the show. I love what you guys do. And then he starts in on me and I'm like, what the fuck?
It's not fair, is it?
But it's good to be here. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. All right, Joe. You want to tell us a little bit about the show tonight? What's going on?
I guess yeah.
Yeah, go for it. Dad, you do it.
No, actually, it's you.
Okay.
Just ad-lib a little about what you think of the show.
Well, listen, I think...
Because we don't have you here that often.
I know. But since you guys have been doing this, Joe Metheny might be the most foul human being that ever walked the face of the planet. So today I'm here to wrap up the story, to provide some input. I think I'm going to read a couple of letters here. Really, this guy bothers me though.
Oh, he bothers me too.
He might bother me more than anybody else. I don't know.
It's his attitude. It's his fucking attitude.
He's a prick.
Yes.
No remorse. No, he doesn't care. You know, the letter I'm going to be reading today when you asked him about Jesus, it's just, it's
foul.
It's foul.
Mm-hmm.
He's a disgusting person. He's exactly where he needs to be. And I think this is going to be a great wrap up to a really great season. I think it was a really good season you guys put together.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you know what I tell the listeners always, that as you get into this guy, it truly does bother you.
Yeah.
It's not an act. As you just heard Joe talking, it's so disgusting, the things that he did. It can't help but get under your skin.
Did you ever stop and think how many people are out there like him that haven't been caught?
Scary.
I'm sure there's a lot.
Right?
Yeah.
Scary.
And I've said it before, the climate of the world is really hot right now.
Yeah.
Just with everything that's going on.
Yeah. You can kind of feel it.
It's depressing.
Politics, Satanism, all sorts of bad stuff.
Yeah. There's a battle going on for sure.
Yeah.
You should try raising kids right now.
Oh, man.
God.
Yeah. You just want to keep them locked up, right?
It's just terrible.
I know.
You know, though, Joe, we're very blessed to have this man
Thank you.
sitting next to us.
The legend.
The one and only.
He sleeps 10 feet away. The Godfather.
He's right here.
He is.
The fucking Coxman. Everybody loves the Coxman.
Who now has a potential famous bull named after him.
Yes.
Which we can get into.
Yes. But I can tell you guys, I'm blessed. And I'm telling all you guys, this isn't bullshit. I'm not making it up. I'm very blessed. And there's no place I'd rather be than sitting with my two sons doing this podcast. It's godsend. It really is.
And it's returned. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Right?
That's right. Go team.
Yeah.
Team.
Doesn't get any better than this, guys. All right. let's talk. Joey just mentioned it. I got an alternative. I mean, I've got, I'm not an alternative. I'm sorry, wrong word. An alternate. And guys, you're not going to believe it when you see this. So we have a friend. He's like another son to me. Been in our life practically our whole lives.
A good looking guy too, huh?
Whole
Oh,
lives.
yeah, he's
He's a good looking guy too.
Really good looking.
Kind of like us. Similar.
Mm-hmm.
They want you to send money, John. Anyway,
What a body on that guy too.
Unbelievable.
Do we have a photo of his body? Can we get that on the screen? No, we don't have one.
Naked?
What next time we'll get it? We'll get one of John's body. It's something to behold.
anyway, and the guys are going to talk a little bit about this, but there is a Coxman 2. And if you were on YouTube, where you're supposed to be, you'll see the Coxman 2. And I got to tell you, he is one magnificent fucking animal.
He is a badass bull.
Yes.
I almost shit myself when John
Yes.
let us know this information.
So, yeah, John sends a text to the three of us and he said, ladies and gentlemen, the Coxman 2. And then there's a video in slow motion and this guy's opening the door in slow motion and this fucking beautiful black giant bull comes out.
Kicking.
So tell him a little bit about John, about what he does with the bulls. And,
Well, first of all, I heard that if that bull makes it to the rodeo, like let's say he's going to be in the finals rodeo, which is in Vegas. So the special attraction that night, it's not going to be the clown, the clown that comes out and plays with the kids and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the Coxman number 1 riding the Coxman number 2 in the arena with chaps, the boots, the hat,
And
the
the
whole
cape.
bit, the buckle, and the cape, the Coxman cape. That's it.
I'd
Nobody
pay to
needs a
see
fucking.
that.
Nobody needs a clown. We've got the Coxman bull and number 1
Riding him.
riding it.
Could you see Dad on the back of a bull?
No,
That'd be it, wouldn't it?
no, actually, I can't.
That would be it.
Wow.
But John, don't let him do this to me. Anyway, he trains these bulls and it's incredible. And what he did say to us, he said, it's going to be a real conversation piece when you see the Coxman up on the leaderboard. When you see the bull, because they put the bull's names up
It's
there,
awesome.
right?
Yeah.
That is,
Yeah.
that's sensational.
That Coxman.
Uh-huh.
You started
Tony's going to
something.
be the guy in the gate, that pulls the gate and lets the Coxman out in the arena.
Oh,
I love it. Anyway,
So a lot goes into that. John, thank you. God bless you.
Thank you,
He's
John.
like a son to me. He's like a brother to these two. And he's also a murder phoniac. And he is a platinum member, right?
Yeah.
Platinum member. So thanks for the support, John. We love you and we appreciate
you
it.
guys got to get him in here one time.
Yeah,
When he
well,
comes in, you gotta
we're
get him in.
waiting for him to
Have
come
fun.
to Vegas.
and
And
just
you will be here, John.
we could write a fucking book of like our times together with John, like growing up,
Yes.
just our rendezvous and,
This used to be a family show.
great time.
What happened? Okay.
All right.
Mhm.
Thank you, John.
Birthday boy.
All right, you guys.
Yeah. Birthday boy.
Coming.
Coming up.
Coming
March 1st, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Birthday boy.
32 years old. Oh, feels good.
Yeah,
32.
32 feels good.
That's what
I don't know
happens
how
when you
it-
go to the gym.
I'm turning 49 this year, so I don't know how
49's a good
how do we
age.
do that?
77's the new 49.
Yeah, it is. Hey, February 26th,
Yeah. 50.
52 years. Somebody shoot me with a gun. Quick, get it out and shoot me.
52nd anniversary.
Stop talking like that.
I'm kidding.
I hate when you talk like that.
You do, don't
I
you?
do.
You do. You're afraid she might kick the door open. Get caught in the crossfire.
Well, somebody just had a birthday.
I did.
You sure did.
Yeah.
Yep. I had a birthday on February 3rd, you guys, and I turned 47. So thanks to everyone that sent birthday wishes. 47. What the fuck?
Hard to believe.
It's hard to believe,
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard.
especially since I still fuck like a 25-year-old. It's
Uh-huh.
unbelievable.
It always gets it in there.
Always.
Sounds like the great art.
Yeah. Don't ever fucking put him
I'm
and
just
I
saying,
in
it
the
sounds like the great art.
in
The
the
great
same
art.
category. You know, I've always said to my brother Joey, who was 3 years younger than me, don't you wish you could have been an identical twin brother to me? And he's always looked at me kind of like he's looking at me now, confused and baffled. Right? Then I just say to him, identical twin, you could fucking be as good looking as me then.
Where did that come from? Because
I-
I didn't write that into the script.
No, you didn't.
You know, Elvis had a twin.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, Elvis had a twin. He died at birth.
He did.
Stillborn. Yeah.
Yes. Mhm.
If you're asking me if I ever wished I was an identical twin, maybe with Elvis,
With Elvis.
not you.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Even the stillborn, right?
Sure.
Oh my gosh. Well, listen, everybody. I also want to thank Francine for a beautiful birthday card that she sent me. Keep your prayers coming, everybody, for Francine, as she is still battling for her life. Wow.
Right?
She's one tough woman, though. If
Yeah.
anyone can beat it, she can.
Yes, she can.
And she's doing very well.
Yeah.
So, you know, this has been a really dark season with Satan worship, cannibalism, murder. Necrophiliac. Everybody, we're going to get on a different subject, though. A lot different subject. You know, I think it's a great time that I share this special present that I received for my birthday from my Aunt Carol in Michigan. But before I share it, this beautiful present, I'd like to ask Joey here to read from a letter that Metheny sent describing his feelings about Jesus Christ in heaven.
That's why I got the invite today. I get to read this.
Yeah. We're
God.
sick of reading it.
You're chosen.
I got to situate myself for this. This
Yeah,
is
right.
It's brutal. All right. So this jerk off, this is what he wrote in a letter dated January 12th, 2010. Yeah, praise Jesus, my ass. I just keep on being a non-believing motherfucking atheist who keeps his money in his pocket and does rotten shit all week long and sleeps just fine. Ha ha. And look where it's got me. Free room and board, free clothing, free medical and dental plan. And when my fat ass dies, the state will bury me in Potter's Field free of charge. Then when I find myself traveling through some bright light, his rendition of an out-of-body experience is a little different than yours.
Yeah, right.
He's talking about traveling through the light, but
Oh, yeah.
shit.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Then when I find myself traveling through some bright light and I end up standing in front of some bearded bastard sitting on a golden throne, I'm just going to kick him in the balls and ask him, where has he been my whole fucking life? But until that day comes around, I will be my same old, non-caring, sorry-ass son of a bitch that we all know and love. So if you have to hate me, at least hate me for being truthful. Isn't that poetic?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, it's beautiful. It's like a soliloquy. It's beautiful.
Soliloquy. You know, though, I mean, he's totally wrong about Jesus. Asking Jesus where he's been his whole life.
Yeah.
Jesus won't come to you unless you invite him in.
And I guarantee you, He was never invited.
No.
Ever.
Gosh. Thanks, Joe,
No problem.
for reading that. Believe me, I understand how you feel about this guy. Total fucking useless piece of shit. Okay, like I said, with all the darkness that is happening in our world right now, I think we can all benefit from what I'm about to read. Thanks, Aunt Carol. I love you. Here we go. Dear Tony, a friend gave me this to me and Mike. His father had 4th stage cancer, and he recovered and continued to live well into his 90s. He always followed this advice. These words give everyone tremendous strength, inspiration, peace, and truth. I hope you like this gift. Love, Aunt Carol. Pray. Hope and don't worry. Worry is useless. God is merciful and will hear your prayer. Prayer is the best weapon we have. It is the key to God's heart. You must speak to Jesus, not only with your lips, but with your heart. In fact, on certain occasions, you should speak to him only with your heart. Do not tire yourself over things that cause anxiety, preoccupation, and worry. Only one thing is necessary to lift up your spirit and love God. God provides for our transformation and growth. You give over your sufferings to the embrace of God, and you will be given peace. Your hand over your feelings of anguish and despair, and you will find hope risen in your heart. Walk cheerfully and with a sincere and open heart as much as you can. And when you cannot always maintain this holy joy, at least do not lose heart or your trust in God. Be careful never to become discouraged when you are surrounded by difficulty or infirmity. If you are experiencing some weakness, God is not abandoning you, but offering you the opportunity to grow in humility and gratitude. Be cheerful. Jesus will take care of everything. Let us trust in Jesus and our Heavenly Mother, and everything will work out fine. Then I wrote, Thank you, Lord Jesus, for sharing these words that calm my soul. You bring peace to my mind when the roads are rough and the seas are raging. You bless me with love, life, and family, and protect all those I love from evil. Thanks for my miracle second chance at life and the miracle recovery I've been blessed with. Amen.
Amen.
You know,
Very
I
nice.
love the line in here. If you're experiencing some weakness, God is not abandoning you, but offering you the opportunity to grow in humility and gratitude. That's a great line.
Great line.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree.
That's awesome.
The whole thing really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And we wanted to share it with everyone out there because, as Tony said, I think we could all use that right now. Definitely.
Yep.
It was beautiful. Thank you, Carol.
Thank you, Aunt Carol.
And thanks, guys. Joe, I'm sorry you had to read. I'm not sorry you had to read. I'm glad you were here to read it.
I'm here to take one for the
I
team.
was reading so much of this shit. It starts to bubble over.
It's hard to go from the mood in the atmosphere that was
Yeah.
just created with those last blessings
I know.
of prayer.
Yeah.
And now we jump back into the cesspool.
Well, first, let me say, fuck him. Satan does not rule the world.
No.
You know, he pops his head up every once in a while.
Watch the Super Bowl, it rules the world.
But who loses all the time, guys?
Satan.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yep. So fuck him.
And the people who follow
Fat
him.
ass.
Blessings.
Bless.
Blessings.
So anyway, Tony, it was beautiful. You were right. And we can all use that, especially after listening to Joe's rendition of Tiny.
Mhm.
He is a piece of shit, isn't he?
Terrible.
I
Terrible.
know we've said it a million times, but how can I not?
It's the worst.
Fucking piece of shit. All right. Now we got to get into them. There's a few more things that went on during the visits that are worth talking about. When he wasn't bitching about that little stool going up his ass, which was a lot, trust me, he talked about a lot of things that we didn't know about. So in that respect, you know, he was pretty outspoken. Most of the convicts or the serial killers, prisoners, whatever you want to call them, pieces of shit, they're not that forthcoming when you visit them. I don't know why. We talked about this. Remember, not on the phone. I can't say it on the phone. You got 550 years.
I never understood that.
What else? So what are they going to do to you? You know,
Can't do anything else.
Fucking assholes. So anyway, he talked about a lot of things, and he kind of blew our minds, and we thought we knew everything because this is like 3.5 years after you started writing them, and he had already shared a lot. So he was talking about being a truck driver, and he had already told us about the girl in Reno, which we covered already. He buried her in Sparks, Nevada, and he discussed in detail the little girl and her mom that he met in the truck stop restaurant. But it seems there was quite a few more that he killed while he was out on the road. He spoke quietly, but openly about how the road was a killer's paradise, and it was kind of like shooting ducks in a barrel. I won't go into everything he said, but here's a short part of a letter that Metheny sent back to Tony in January of 2010. I was a truck driver, and the most boring thing is to drive down a long, straight road. If you think I'm lying, go drive across the salt flats of Utah. That is the longest, straightest road anywhere in the United States, with nothing else to see on either side but white salt. The road runs for 150 miles, and there are only two places you'll see on that road, and they are both about halfway across. One is the Morton Salt Factory, and the other place is a rundown service station, but it's the only rest stop anywhere on that road. At the end of this road, on both ends, you'll see a big cross on either side. They are probably for all the bodies that have been buried out there. I know, I have 2 out there myself. So we casually asked Fat Fuck when we were there. We, referenced the letter, and we talked a little bit about his truck driving, and he said, yeah, he had 2 dead hookers in the back in the refrigerated truck. That's not the story, though. He had a live one sitting in the cab with him to keep him company on this long, straight road.
Like, was she tied up or?
No, she didn't know. She didn't have any
she didn't know
idea.
the 2 girls were in the back.
No.
Okay.
He was just, he was a con man.
Yeah.
And he paid her, and she wanted to ride to Salt Lake City. So, that's where she wanted to be dropped off. And he said, hey, I can take you. Now, he didn't know. He already had 2 girls in the back in the refrigerated car. dead. So he said a little more than halfway across, he killed this girl in the cab, but he kept her around so he could fuck her. It's true.
Jesus.
He said after he killed her, he found a spot to get rid of the two in his refrigerated trailer. He put them both in the same grave. He then said he dropped the girl off near Salt Lake City. Probably not what she had in mind when she asked to be dropped off, because she ended up in a 4-foot deep hole. He laughed a whole lot when he was telling us this. That's why it's hard to forget.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Maybe this would be good for the listeners or the watchers that are on YouTube. Leave a comment below the video with the answer to this question. If you had to be in a semi truck driving across the flats of Utah for however long that takes, who would you rather be in the truck with? Your three choices are Joe, Haddon, or the Great Art. Let us know in the comments below who you'd rather be in the truck with.
A great question.
Joe, Haddon, or the Great Art. Getz would pick the Great Art, I think.
I think he would.
I think he would. He liked him.
I think
Who would you?
I would pick the Great Art.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. I
How
would.
about Dad, who would you pick?
You know, by process of elimination, it would have to be the Great Art. The
Haddon would be last.
Haddon, you couldn't. You know, you'd choke him in about 10 minutes. And then Joe, no.
You couldn't control the guy?
The Great Art.
The Great Art.
At least Art, he wore a little bit of a mask. And he was pretty funny at times.
Yeah.
He did. He had a sense of humor. So, yeah, I think the Great Art. It'll be great to hear what they have to say.
I would love to see some comments there.
When you're watching the YouTube channel.
Yeah, you got to be on YouTube.
You got to see this
But
shit.
you wouldn't have to worry because Haddon killed girls and little girls, and the Great Art killed girls, and Joe Metheny killed girls.
Yeah.
So they're fucking pussies.
But
they're fucking pussies.
But you're forgetting there's a lot of girls that watch and listen to this show. So that's
is that why you threw that out there? That's a good idea.
Yeah,
right?
I want to hear, if it's a fair question. I'd go with the Great Art too.
Yeah, so would I.
He's at least, he's not a good person, but he's at least somebody that you could have a conversation. You could at least talk to the guy, right?
Yeah. He's not a good person.
He was just
terrible.
He was just a little mixed up.
Terrible person.
Fucking A. Wow.
Or you could say none of the above and just say I'd rather kill myself than be in a truck for that long with those three. That's an option too.
Right.
That was a good question, though.
Very good.
And it made a lot of sense that you threw it out there because most of our listeners are women.
Yep.
Yeah. So we met Joseph Roy Metheny's neighbor.
Doozy.
At the pallet company. All right. I don't know how it happened, but everybody in fucking Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland, this guy happened to be there at that time on that day. So you got to
divine intervention.
You got to see, all right? You got to see and hear this guy in the videos to know what we're talking about. What a fucking beauty.
Beauty.
They already saw him a little bit if they went to the YouTube channel. Yeah, because he was just a little bit in episode 11. But you guys are in for a real treat today, aren't they?
Oh, they are.
How did you guys, I wasn't with you on this one.
Right.
Thankfully. I have no desire to go to Baltimore.
Believe me, you wouldn't want to sit there.
Well, I saw the video. The neighborhood is terrible.
But most of Baltimore is like that.
So you meet the neighbor.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's very talkative. He was really willing to tell the stories.
Yeah.
How did you guys do that? Did you have like a crack rock on you or something, or like
Booze.
Booze.
Oh, okay. So
He wouldn't talk to us unless we took him to the Borderline Bar and Grill,
Right.
okay.
where he used to hang out with
Yeah.
Joseph Metheny.
What did he drink? Was he a Jack Daniels drinker,
Yes.
or was he
Yeah.
more like an Evan Williams?
Well, listen. When we were behind, he was drinking the Jack.
Okay.
He was drinking 10 High probably when we weren't around.
You know 10 High?
Of course I did.
What's 10 High? Is
10
that
High
some,
used to be
cheap fucking
in my
It's like
restaurant.
it's a well bourbon. It's like the lowest.
It was in my well.
10 High. That's a good call. I haven't heard that in a long time.
I knew you'd appreciate that.
10 High.
So
10
he
High.
had 10 High in the brown paper bag, but then you guys got him the Jack, and he's like, "Fuck it, I'll just drink this right out of the bottle."
Damn right.
Because that's a
Yes.
trophy. He's letting people know,
He
like,
was strutting.
I got Jack now.
He was strutting around with it.
Yeah.
Now, and he told us, I'm not
I
an
knew it.
alcoholic anymore because I used to drink fucking beer.
I knew
He
it.
goes, now I drink
2 cases.
2 cases of beer.
I knew you guys bribed him. I knew it. I went straight to the crack rock, but booze will do too. I figured that would get the
Booze.
trick
You've
done.
seen him,
It's
right?
cheaper.
He looks like a crack
oh, yeah.
addict.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Fucking-
little rough.
He might have done everything.
Joe, we were on our way here and we stopped at a red light. No joke. There was a midget in a trench coat, right?
No, it was a waistcoat.
There was a waistcoat.
But it
And
went
I
back.
usually don't, and she's
Became a
begging, she's
trench
begging
coat.
for money, and I usually don't give bums money, right? But she said, thank you, God bless you, the whole thing. I gave her $1 and I said, hey, get something nice for yourself.
He's lying. He didn't
I said,
do that.
and I said, I'm not giving you $1 because you're homeless. I'm giving you $1 because you're a fucking midget.
Is he telling me the truth right now?
No.
There was
We used
no-
to-
I don't know.
There was,
No,
though, there
we
was.
drove by. There was a midget that did have a waistcoat that was long, and we saw him. He was
She was like
begging
this
her.
tall.
Was it a she?
It was a she. She was about
Okay.
this tall.
All right.
There's right by my office. There's a Starbucks. I go there in the morning, and there's a guy.
Is he a dwarf?
No, schizophrenic maybe. I don't know. It's not good, but like every morning I go, if I see him there, I go through the drive-through. I get him a coffee and a sandwich, and then I just hand out the window to him.
That's what you should do.
Yeah,
Don't give him money.
but the manager told me that one day he saw this guy pull out a wad of like cash, like 5 G's the guy had in his hand.
Seriously?
Yeah.
It'd be like Mark with fucking a wad of cash.
Yeah,
right?
I haven't seen him in a while, but
Uh-huh.
Same at In-N-Out though. There's a guy in there. We get him burger, fries
yeah.
every time we go in there. When he's there,
When he's there.
we work.
it's tough out there.
Yeah.
It is.
So this
Sorry.
guy, right?
Go ahead.
Mark, back to Mark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this fucking junkie, his name is Mark. And he lived next. He was really a nice guy, though. I do give him that. He lived next to Metheny for over 15 years and agreed to show us where Killer Joe lived. He also shared some stories about the killer he knew as Tiny. Mark also was our guide to the bridge where Metheny killed 5 people. And he took us into the Borderline Bar and Grill. I mean, we're talking 5-star fucking establishment.
Ah, my wife FaceTiming me.
Oh, gosh.
Watch
Come on.
it.
Well, she's
Watch
not
this.
under the table blowing me.
Mila.
Oh, hi, Mila. That's not the wife. That's the kid.
Baby, I'll
That's Mila.
We're doing a podcast.
Point her at the camera so they all can see her. There she is.
Okay, I
Hi, Mila.
I'll call you
Love
back,
you.
okay? There's Grandpa.
Love you, Mila.
Hi.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Love you.
Sorry.
It's all right. It's always
She's very
worth it.
demanding.
Love to
when
see
she
her.
needs something, she's very,
Love to
she'll
see
call
her.
me over and over and over.
Until she gets a dad.
Mila, what do you want? Can we have some ice cream? Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry about the interruption.
You were at the 5-star establishment.
Yeah, you know where Mark probably drank himself to death. I bet that guy's not alive right now.
Yeah, probably.
No, I don't think so.
He looked really bad, didn't he?
Yeah.
Terrible.
You'll see him on the
Yeah.
videos. So a Hollywood agent couldn't cast a better character to play Joe Metheny's neighbor.
They could.
Mm-mm.
They could.
Yeah.
They could. Yeah. His name's Frank Gallagher. He was on a show called Shameless. Could you not see him living next to Joe?
I could.
Like, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Was
Frank Gallagher.
that show not? That
I
show was
forgot about him.
sensational.
It was epic. It was epic.
Oh
yeah.
gosh, it was great, and it was so politically incorrect, which made it so fucking
That
fabulous.
was your old neighborhood, Dad. I
know,
like
it's
right down the
outside of
street from you,
Chicago,
man. Anyway, sorry.
Oh.
He reminded me of that.
So the whole Hollywood agent couldn't cast someone like Mark to live next to serial killer Joe. Remember, Mark not only lived next to Tiny for over 15 years, but used to hang out with them, right? They were like besties, right? All right. He did have some unbelievable stories, though.
Oh, man, did he?
Yes,
he really did.
So during our second visit with Tiny, we asked about the stories that Mark told us that afternoon before. And believe it or not, we went in there like, yeah, right.
Sure.
No, Joe verified all of these stories.
Yes, he did.
They really happened.
If it's worth our investment.
How you doing?
They fixed it up a little bit.
Good, thanks.
They fixed it up a little bit.
We just want to see if it's worth our investment. You know, we're thinking about buying that one, that one, that one, and this one. Don't look too good for it.
All right.
Stay back here. We want to get you the...
So that was it.
This is the home of Joseph Metheny. Tiny.
Make it quick.
It's a wrap.
Serial killer.
Serial killer.
And this is his neighbor. Get back up there one more time.
Oh, this was Bill's place. And we'd sit out here, there, whatever, you know, get our beer and everything like that.
Yeah?
But around this corner right here, this first alley, this alley goes up and turns. And you can ask him about it. He'll tell you about it. And he'll tell you about David Deal.
Who will? Metheny?
Yeah. Ask him about David
Tony,
Deal.
you'll have to ask him about David Deal.
Right here.
David who?
Deal.
David Deal.
Deal.
D-I-E-H-L?
No. D-E-H-L.
D-E-H-L.
Yup.
We was all sitting in there drinking. I'll never forget. We were all sitting in there drinking.
Right?
And there was a couple girls with us, you know, we're all part. Tiny said something to him. David Deal was a big fucking dude too, man. Brought him out, they got into a fight right there. You go in there and then you had to go through a fiberglass door to get into the bar. Fucking brought him out here, man. Kicked the shit out of him right here.
Right here?
Fucking Tiny, right there. Yep. So when that got done, me, Dave, my brother, my cousin, we all go around the corner right here, which is in this little alley right behind these buildings.
Yeah.
And fucking they started again. Tiny reached in his pocket, pulled a fucking knife out about like that, looked like a butcher's knife.
Yeah.
Fucking grabbed the dude like that and said, "Wow!" Cut his fucking
Chopped his
hand
arm right off?
Now, that was a treat. Wasn't it, guys?
Oh,
Were we lying? I'm asking, were we lying? The first video, well, we'll call him Investor Mark.
When I watched the video, I thought I played it back a couple of times. I'm like, did I hear that correctly?
Yes.
Was he really? He was really talking about that. He's like, we want to make sure
this one, and this one, and this one.
we want to make sure we're getting a return on our investment.
And I'm over there saying, yeah, it looks like they fixed it up a little bit.
you're in that industry.
Yeah.
Is there any?
No, I financed him. He had WT, he had the whole bit. Seriously, I watched that and I was like, I went back and I watched it a couple of times. I thought, was that him that said that? And it was.
It was.
Yeah. There was two things that I want to point out in that video. Go back, watch them, and listen, guys. You'll hear somebody say, "How you doing?" And you'll hear the guy that likes to say hi Hey, I'm doing all right. How are you? Well, I got to tell you, the fucking guy that said hi to Tony was a bad looking dude.
Yeah.
He was a thug and he was casing it. I could just tell. He's eyeballing. He had a nice camera. He's looking at us the way we're dressed. And we're in this rotten fucking neighborhood, row houses. Imagine where Joe Metheny would live. Think about it.
I mean,
and then, right? I'm watching this guy, and he walks away. And so then Tony gets up in the next video because he's going to stand up on the porch where Joe lives. And he's saying, yeah, this is where Joe Metheny lives. And I'm going, make it quick. Here they come. The guy that said hi.
is that what you were talking about?
Yeah.
There were some thugs
The
coming.
the guy that said hi had crossed the street and then he stopped. He just stopped there and was watching us.
That's all I'd have to do.
And then I looked this way and there's two more coming across the
geez.
street this way. And that's when I said that to him. I said, all right, let's wrap this up.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll cut you a little slack. Maybe they weren't casing the plate. Maybe they were coming after that fucking disgusting, terrible green shirt you're wearing with the writing of those cheese dick sandals that you had on.
What?
I don't know.
I wasn't dressed for the occasion.
No,
I
you
wasn't.
weren't.
Those sandals need to be burned and thrown away.
Yeah.
You know
Cheese
what?
dick.
The only
You
fucking
know-
asshole I know that's in some ghetto in Baltimore, Maryland, wearing
He was in a forest
fucking
too.
outfit.
Did you see me in the
And
forest?
shorts.
Yeah, he was in
Yeah.
the forest.
Maybe that had something to do with it. I don't know.
No, that's funny and everything, but I can give you the real reason they were coming back. They wanted to invest with Mark.
That's it.
They
That's
were
it.
coming
You're
to
wrong.
see Mark. He heard Mark saying,
You're both wrong.
Yeah?
Let me.
all right, delve into it.
I heard President Trump was going to invest with Mark in those row houses.
He did throw that around
Yeah.
a little, didn't he?
I
He
heard-
real estate?
I heard that Mark is teaching real estate investing seminars now. He's a guru.
Yeah, he took, what's his name? I can't say it on
Yeah.
the air.
Okay, I'm going to let you guys talk about 'cause-
Number 4.
Yeah, video number 4.
Can you imagine seeing that? Like, do you think that he took the hand and he cut his hand
Yeah,
off
cut
with
his
a
hand.
knife, right?
No, yeah, a machete.
No, butcher knife.
He said it was like
Oh,
a butcher knife. Remember?
Oh,
Remember he
fuck.
goes,
Yeah.
Joe over there, he pulled out the fucking little fucking butcher knife. He grabbed his arm and he.
Sounds like
But do you think it was like a clean cut, or do you think he
No,
had to like, or do
I
you think it
what he
didn't come
did is-
off?
Well, there you got two big guys, right? You
He
heard
said the other
that
guy was huge.
he beat the fuck out
Yeah.
of Tiny,
I love
So-
that.
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
I misunderstood that.
That's
then.
why
And
Tiny
so
came
did
back outside.
Tony, and I explained to him, and then when we saw the video and listened to it closely, when they came out, David Deal beat the fuck out of Tiny
Mhm.
right there in front of the place. Then they went into the alley, and that's Metheny had pulled out the knife, the butcher knife, and what he probably did is cut it bad enough where they had to amputate the hand. That's what I'm thinking.
God.
Of course, Mark said, yeah, it can clean off, but I don't know about that. Metheny just shrugged that off.
Another thing about that video. How about Mark is talking about, we had some girls with us. Can you imagine what those fucking girls look like? Hey, we got these girls out of Bill's place.
Yeah, the way he said that.
Yeah.
This is Bill's
This is
place.
Bill's place.
Did you hear him when he said you had to go through the fiberglass door
To get to the bar.
It was something. You had to be there.
Oh.
Can you
had to
imagine
be
back
there.
then, though, just like a Friday night, being out there on that court, just sitting on that
Bill's
stoop
place.
watching
Yeah, the road
the shenanigans going on?
Yeah, fuck. Unbelievable. And it's not like, remember, God, what was the movie? Remember, we're hanging outside on our stoop, the gangsters.
A Bronx Tale.
A Bronx Tale.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not like that, though, right? I mean, it's different.
No, it's
Row
much
houses.
different. Much
It's
different.
a lot
Oh,
different.
yeah.
Okay.
Jeez. He cut his fucking hand off.
I know, right? Oh, yeah, but he cut. No, we're going to get to this.
Did he not? He didn't kill the guy, though, right?
No.
No, that he didn't kill him. but
Jesus.
he did kill a few.
I bet you Joe was a big pussy, though. I just get the feeling, you know?
I
Yeah.
did too.
Big guy, but like,
Yeah.
you know,
Pussy.
pussy.
Yeah.
He bitches like that too. You know, he was such a, with,
He bitches. I love it.
I did
He
like
bitches.
mid-season, I really got a kick out of the letters you were reading where he was like writing his letters and crying to you, you know, you didn't send the money. You didn't send the money, and I sent you the transcripts, the original which you had them right the whole time.
Should I tell everybody?
Fucking
We weren't
guys.
gonna say anything.
He just blew the case open.
And guys, this is a true story, and I swear,
You didn't send the money.
we just moved our shed.
Yeah.
So we're moving the shed. I'm getting organized, right? And I'm looking through some of the boxes. Well, there's one pretty heavy box, and I look in it, and
There
the
they are.
fucking transcripts, they're about this high. He wasn't kidding. They're 3,000 pages, I think he said. And we busted his ass.
It's a good thing
you know?
he's dead.
He might
Right?
die. So
Send the money.
we got the transcripts.
For what? For what? Money for what?
For the transcripts. Yeah.
I sent them. He's fucking. Okay, let me. All right.
God, you could just talk about this guy forever.
Oh, I
it's
know.
such a-
It's
such a-
It's unbelievable.
Joe, I got to say this really quick. It's something totally different. During the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
I doubt you saw the commercial.
I didn't watch one play.
Oh, you did?
No.
So you saw no commercials?
No.
Well, one of the commercials was Christopher Walken. And everywhere he went, the people he was dealing with, they would imitate him. You know how he talks? And then, you could talk. I said to Dad, I was like, oh, Joe could talk just like him. And then he would walk somewhere else, and then he would talk to that person, and that person would imitate
He's
him.
Great.
It was funny.
He was great.
He is.
Yeah.
Wedding
True.
Crashers, remember?
Yeah.
Oh,
God,
yeah.
He was so good.
True romance.
True romance.
Oh,
I'm a
that's
very powerful man.
Yeah. He sounds like doesn't he?
Yeah. I'm a very powerful man.
I'm not even wearing a belt.
I'm not even wearing a belt.
All right. Mark. We all know who Mark is now. Also told us about two guys that Metheny decapitated. It's just,
It's crazy.
if you listen and later on, if you watch on fucking YouTube, like you should be, you're going to see these videos. But in episode 11, if you watch that, you'll hear him right at the end when we're looking at the area where Metheny slaughtered those girls and hung them up from trees and all that. You'll hear Mark is standing there talking to me. He's not on camera, but you can hear him clearly say, he decapitated a couple of guys.
How do you do that?
So,
Could you do it?
no,
No.
no.
Could you
hell no.
decapitate somebody?
No,
No.
no way.
Just like you're saying, can you imagine hanging out on the stoop, watching what's going on that street where the row houses are and Bill's Bar?
Yeah,
Ugh.
right.
Mm.
So we asked Mark, and he said, this is way back late in the 1970s. And Tiny was arguing with some guy, which seems to be,
Par for
normal.
the course.
Yeah. One night at Bill's place. So he followed the guy out, and he told Mark later that he killed him. Just nonchalantly told him this. He said he cut the guy's head off, and he put it on the off-ramp of the interstate. Now, Mark is
The head.
Yeah.
the head.
The head.
He cut the guy's head off, and he was laughing about it. And he said, I placed it on the off-ramp. So Mark,
Good place for it.
he didn't believe him at first. Then the news, it was all over the news. So now Mark's thinking, the fucking guy, he really did it. So I said to him, why didn't you report it? And he looked at me. He looked at me like I was an alien from outer space. He goes, are you out of your fucking mind? He would have fucking decapitated me right there. Boom. It would have been
Yeah.
over with.
And they live next door to each other.
Yeah, two guys that he got out of the bar. He decapitated them. And
Why did he do it? Was it just because he had a fight with him? An argument?
he's really sick.
Yeah.
And he was drunk a lot, drugs. Yeah. And he got in an argument, followed the guy out, felt like killing somebody. He did it.
And Joe, row houses. You got Tiny's place right here, and Mark's place is about where that television is.
Yeah, you could knock on the wall.
Yeah, that's how close.
Imagine you're driving your car on the on-ramp and there's a head.
Yeah.
There's a head.
There's a guy's head.
Gee, get out of the car.
He said he stuck it on the railing. You know,
It can give me head.
The railing when you get off, they have the railing along there. He stuck the head right on there. And you know,
That's crazy.
a lot of his crimes they're substantiated, but he was never arrested for them
Crazy.
because who the fuck wanted to beef him out? You know, he's nuts. So Joe Metheny was only convicted of 2 killings. When Tony asked him on the phone, Tony came right out and asked him, we played it for you guys. How many did you kill, Joe? And he said 7 that they know about. Who knows? Who knows with this guy? He's a fucking animal. Who knows how many he killed over the years?
They were eating my sandwiches on the regular, man.
On the
Yeah.
They loved them.
He said being a long haul trucker made it easy to find girls that no one would miss. He always talked about that. Then you got the pallet company where he served human flesh, which we proved. Metheny told
What
us.
are you talking about? I would have missed those girls.
Yeah, you would have.
Yeah, all the guys that were fucking
You
them.
probably would have, wouldn't you?
They missed them.
I was just sitting here thinking in my head, I know a lot of girls that people would miss too, but I'm not going to kill them.
Right, right.
Right. You keep
Exactly.
them around.
This you'll like. Metheny told us that most of the girls that made it onto his barbecue pork sandwiches were disposed of and they were never found. He said it was easy because there wasn't much left of them. He used to laugh about it and say many times he was so drugged up and drunk that he couldn't remember them all.
Huh.
We put the number somewhere between 20 and 25. It's a wild guess, but when you start thinking about the things he said to us and you start putting the numbers down, easy 20, maybe 25.
And he was only convicted of 2?
Yeah.
Who were they, the ones he was convicted
That
of?
was Kathy Magaziner, and the other girl's name was Spicer.
Okay.
And Tony and Gracia, they had him on that, but they didn't have enough evidence. But they already had him. Can you handle the summary?
Yeah.
Joe, I can't take it.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll run through this. So Tony started talking to Joe Metheny in 2007. They covered a lot of information during that period. Early on in the relationship, he confessed to his first kill at the age of 15. He raped and killed a 12-year-old girl, and he buried her in a desolate area. Over a period of time, he gave it exact instructions where he buried her.
Mhm.
So he was 15, she was 12, right?
Yeah.
This is
Yes.
the one he got on the way home from school?
Yes.
Mhm.
Was it the redhead?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
the one where we found the grave.
With
Yeah.
the rock. Yeah. Joe confessed to losing his virginity to
Stop.
Fucking.
Virginity to what?
it's like reading a joke. Like who slipped that in the fucking script,
But
you know? Like,
true. He admitted it.
hold on. Can we just Joe confessed to losing his virginity to a German shepherd named Sheena.
Oh, God. Oh, Sheena, clean me off with your tongue. Clean me off, Sheena.
You told him just do whatever you want
Jeez.
on the podcast. That was your
Yeah,
fault.
but this isn't this isn't going on mainstream.
Oh man. Now you know why I didn't want to read it.
Are you okay over there?
I'm okay. I had another seizure.
Are you sure you're all right?
I'm okay.
Can we have a moment of silence for Sheena, please?
Oh,
Let's just. Okay.
all right.
All right. Poor
Yeah.
Sheena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Metheny talked to being a long haul truck driver, and he killed several people during this time. He said the road was a killer's paradise back then. Joe Metheny, a.k.a.
Tiny.
confessed to being a necrophiliac, Tony's favorite, and gave Tony tips on how he could fuck a corpse. Oh my God.
It's quite a summation, isn't it?
You see, there's a lot of people. Let's see, if I never had a head injury, I never would have met somebody who gave me advice on how to fuck a corpse.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
So put that together. Not so bad, huh? I got that going for me.
He did it. He just did it again. He mentioned the head injury. He's fucking milking that shit. It's been like a quarter of a century. We're still, he's just milking it for everything. Are we past that yet? Can I get back to my part?
Yeah.
You always have to slip that in. Let me get back to my part here.
I know it bothers you. I'm sorry.
He confessed to being a cannibal and enjoyed the taste of human flesh. What did he say it tasted like? Chicken, frog,
Pork.
Interesting. Metheny told Tony in detail how he lured prostitutes from the borderline bar and raped and killed them. And some of them were used for their flesh that he served on pork sandwiches at his barbecue stand.
We were there.
How much would you have given to have been in the borderline grill on a Saturday night?
Oh, I bet the disco balls going.
Oh,
right?
Can you imagine? How much 10 high did they go through in that bar? That might have been the number one 10 high account in the country, right? Jeez.
Works.
All right. As a Christmas present, because Joe was a giving person.
He was.
It was, a very thoughtful gift. As a present, he gave Tony his coveted secret recipe for preparing human flesh for his barbecue stand. I remember that was the thing he drew, right? The body with the...
Yeah. The whole thing on the
and
paper.
He wrote the whole thing down.
I'll tell
which
you what.
we read.
I hate to mention this again, but that's another thing I got because of my brain injury.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go again.
I never would have fucking gotten the culinary.
There it is again.
There we go. Let me ask you a question. Would you trade the brain injury for the fact that you got that coveted gift?
I usually tell people
Seems worth it.
I wouldn't trade the brain injury for anything because that's the path God wanted me to walk.
Yeah.
That's a tough one though. Yeah.
Very, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Recipe?
Fucking great.
Head injury.
Fucking great, people.
I don't know.
That was great.
That's a tough one.
That was great.
All right. So Under the Bridge, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Under the boardwalk.
This is how the story unfolded according to Metheny. When his wife left him, he heard she was trading sex for drugs under the bridge. That doesn't surprise me.
No, it doesn't.
That's not a shock,
No,
Like,
not
I'm
at
not,
all.
oh my God, I'm so shocked.
She was kind of hot though, you guys.
For him, she was.
But
She
he
was-
wasn't bad. He wasn't a bad
Early
looking
on,
guy.
he wasn't.
He wasn't.
No, early
No.
on,
In prison, he was
Yeah.
disgusting. But
Yeah.
Yeah, he let himself go.
Yeah. When his wife left him, he heard she was trading for sex and drugs under the bridge. Tiny went there, but he couldn't find his wife. So he killed the two bums that were there. He was arrested and he was in jail for 18 months, but they had to release him because they had no evidence.
Yeah.
True. So he went from fucking that hot piece of ass to having peanut fuck him when he was in prison.
So do you think the two poor guys that got killed under the
They
bridge?
weren't poor guys. They fucked his wife.
Oh, they did?
made the mistake. He told us that in prison when he was talking about it. They said they fucked her.
To him?
Yes, to him. That's when he hit him with the axe. But see, he slipped through, we like to call it slip through the cracks of justice.
Yeah.
You see that? 18 months he was in jail and then they had to let him go. And what did he do?
Killed many more.
Yes.
When he got out of jail, he went to his favorite bar and he got a prostitute.
And guess what bar that was?
The borderline.
Borderline.
The borderline. He brought her under the bridge and he killed her.
Joe, we were hanging out at like the rum jungle and stuff when we were that age.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Not Joe.
No. The Borderline Bar and Grill.
Yeah. The beauty line. The beauty line bar and grill. He brought her under the bridge and he killed her. He then went back to the borderline bar, bought a case of beer, got another girl, brought her under the bridge, and guess what? He beat and killed her too.
Sheesh.
Jeez.
He noticed a bum that was fishing that had probably seen everything.
Probably.
Doesn't know for sure. So this poor guy's he's got his fucking rod, right?
Yeah.
He's fishing out. What's he fishing for?
Who the fuck knows? Carp. or-
Joe, you should have seen it under there too.
Oh,
and where
I
the river
did. I
is.
saw the
He
video.
saw the video.
It's
Yeah.
terrible.
It's
a
terrible.
terrible place.
Yes.
So this poor guy's out. He's fishing. You know, he
Yeah.
casts the line out there, and
Well,
maybe he looked, maybe he didn't. I don't know. But he sees this fucking asshole over here, and then that guy gets beat to death with a pipe
A pipe.
Hold on. Did
while
he
he's fishing.
Is this the guy that caught Joe eating the fucking arm? Or no?
No, he was dead.
Okay.
He was already dead
Okay.
when Joe did that.
All right.
All right, so he beats this guy with a pipe. He's dead, right? So
Yeah.
he's got
the two girls and the
the two girls
and the fisherman.
and the fisherman, the four fishermen, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So he had a fire going, right? And so the normal sequence of events when you have a fire going and you have 3 dead bodies is that you start cutting them up because he wanted to know what they taste like.
Oh.
So he ate one of the girl's arms. This was his first taste of human flesh. And then he said it tasted just like pork.
Just like pork.
He told Mark
Yeah.
that.
We talk about this casually, but he fucking ate somebody
Think about
under a bridge
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
in Baltimore.
And in the video for the pallet company, Mark is talking to our author and he goes, he told me he cut an arm off and he ate the dude's arm. And then Mark goes, that's when I knew there was something not right. And
You
our
think?
author said to him,
You think?
our author said to him, he really told you that? And he goes, yeah, he did.
Oh my God.
And he told us that too. He told us the same story at the prison.
All right. So he cuts these bodies up, right? He
Yeah.
eats her arm.
Yeah.
He cuts the bodies up. He weights them down.
Mm-hmm.
He threw them in the river and they were never found. Do you know what he
Right.
weighted them down with? What did he weight them down with? Did he ever say?
He never said. Well, there's you saw under that bridge.
Mhm.
There's
Yeah.
all kinds of big rocks and things. He put their
Yeah.
parts in bags.
Well, it could have, because Haddon, remember, he put them in the barrel
Barrels.
drums and then he cut holes in it and he pitched them in.
Yeah.
I was wondering if he,
Well, there's a current that takes the Pataska River out to sea.
okay.
And that's what he figures happened to him.
In summary,
Mm-hmm.
because we have to wrap all this
Yeah.
shit up, Joe Metheny confessed to over 10 unsolved murders, gave Tony specific instructions on how to find 4 locations where he buried bodies, confessed to being a necrophiliac.
Stop. Just give me a second. We've already mentioned this, but that's my favorite. I mean,
I thought he was going to say something. He got me.
He got you.
it's fucking, that's nothing is better than necrophiliac because that is total control.
Just ask Ted
Just ask Ted. Exactly.
Bundy.
Yeah. Just pretend like you're dead.
Yeah. Remember when he said that to us?
Yeah.
I was actually having lunch with 4 girls yesterday, and they all love true crime, right? So they're all listening to this, and one of the girls has like long black hair, like thick black hair down to her waist.
Gore.
Gore, and I was
Bundy.
telling her about Gore, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, I was talking to my boyfriend, and he thinks I'm nuts because I love this shit." But she was saying that Bundy would have loved me. He would have,
It's
right?
true.
Didn't he?
Yeah.
He used to
Oh, yeah.
strangle them with their own hair, didn't
Yeah,
he?
he did that before.
did
Yes,
it.
yes.
Crazy.
But the whole thing between cannibalism and fucking a dead body, I'd rather
You'll take the dead body?
fuck a dead girl than like eat a dead girl.
Must be the TBI.
Yeah.
That's another question for the audience. Let us know in the comments below. Would you rather would you rather eat a dead body, or would you rather engage in necrophilia? Let us know in the comments below. We know what your host would do.
Yes, we do.
All right. So confessed to be a necrophiliac, stated that he loved having sex with corpses over live women.
Mhm.
Yeah, because he loved it.
But that's assuming that he actually ever did have sex with a live woman.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, come like,
because you know he's got a little fucking dick. A little fucking dick.
He had Sheena, guys. He didn't need a live
Sheena.
woman.
Oh, Sheena.
Poor Sheena.
All right. He confessed to serving human flesh in barbecue pork sandwiches, creating cannibals out of unsuspecting kids and adults.
Yeah.
Here's another question I want to know in the comments. If you ate one of Joe Metheny's sandwiches, would you want to know or would you not want to know?
That's
Let us
a
know
good
in
question.
the comments.
I like
Yeah,
that.
I
take
wouldn't
that
want to
one.
know. Would you want to know? Don't tell me.
Probably
Fuck
because
no.
I'm into like kinky
Well, you're a
shit.
fucking weirdo. Would you want to know?
No. No, I could. How could you ever eat another sandwich?
I know. Let us know because that's a
Yeah,
conversation
that's a
that
good
I'd
one.
like
That's
to
a
jump into. That
conversation
would be
piece.
a good one.
I love it, Joe. Great job, man. There was a lot to get through.
It was.
Yeah,
Yeah, great job.
you really summed it up well.
Thank you.
Wow.
Can I get the job? Am I
You're
hired?
hired. You're hired.
Well,
I'm
it's,
in.
it's kind of low paying right now.
Can you
Whoa,
deep
whoa,
throat
whoa.
a kielbasa?
Only a summer stock.
Do you think anybody knows that?
Oh, I'm probably.
Probably.
If they watched
Gets would know.
Oh,
Yeah,
Gets
yeah,
would know. Yeah.
He loves a kielbasa.
That's right. You fucking take it. 12 inches. So from 2007 to 2010, he's writing me about all this stuff. And when you're dealing with a serial killer, you have to take everything that they say with a grain of salt.
right?
Yeah, just like everything I say. Quite frankly, I didn't believe a whole lot of what he was saying, especially the whole barbecue stand and serving human flesh.
Yeah. None of us did.
No.
Right?
Mm-mm.
However, there is an old saying that goes like this. The biggest problem with rejection is ignorance and the reluctance to do any investigation. So we decided to do the fucking investigation. And we were shocked at what we found out. Here is a video compilation of the information we discovered. You be the judge.
So you can see we're still digging. And I think what's important is we continue to find this white plastic material. And it's important because Joe Metheny told us when we were visiting him in prison that he always lined the graves that he dug with white plastic and then poured lime in over the bodies. He said that he had done this with the little red-haired girl that was his first kill. So I think it's important. We're also finding a lot of things that are weird looking. They don't look like rocks. We're really not sure what they are because we really don't know what bones would look like after 40 years. I mean, that's a long time.
There's more bag. You see it?
In white. You
Yeah.
see the white?
Yeah.
It's odd why this bag is here and why it's, I mean, after all this time, you would expect
Yeah.
it to break up.
It's the Borderline Bar and Grill. It's about 3 blocks from the pallet company, and Metheny used to lure the crack whores out of this place to kill.
Here we are, under a bridge. And this is where Metheny killed 2 bums with a hatchet. He cut their heads
right about here, right through. And he said when he did one, the guy popped up and was like, and then died. There was blood everywhere, brains. He kissed the hatchet, hit the guy who was the other bum. He hit that guy the same place, cut half of his head off, and that guy didn't get up. He died right away. And when I say get up, I just mean sit up and then die. It was all nerves. That's what Joe told us 3 days ago at his latest home, prison. He killed those two bums because they were talking about fucking his wife. And
I'll pan around here to show you that
he didn't
mattress.
He obviously didn't think too much of that.
Here's a mattress where a guy sleeps on, right?
Yes.
Fire pit where they cook.
Yeah. This is the place.
I'll scan around a little. It's crazy shit down here. You can see shoes, probably hypodermics. Place where somebody can murder somebody and you wouldn't hear a word, right, Tom?
Yeah.
He unburied the bear, they took her back up front. What he said. He had a bear there, unburied, digging her up, having sex with her, and then when he get ready to move her, he carried her up.
I live next to the guy, like I said, for almost 15
What do you have
years.
him digging?
I never figure or even think about
Was Joe here with the police?
Yeah, that's why he would do it, so he did let him out. He being his smoking his cigarettes and giving him the perks.
Yeah.
He just leading them on, leading them on.
Were you with him?
Nah, I was here, I get up on the building and watch. I was never involved with him.
So when you found out he was who he was, were you disappointed? This guy was like a friend?
He was shocked,
And
yeah.
at first, of course, I was younger too. I was more, I was into a little bit of the publicity, all these news people. Wow. It was scary. Somewhere? Right there by that telephone pole, and halfway we wanted to go back, right on that hill's where he had her buried at.
Oh, wow.
Man.
I don't know how far you want to go back, but no problem.
That's awesome. Thanks.
That's
So he
where it
lived over
was,
here
huh?
too?
He lived right up front where close to where we're standing at.
Okay.
He lived there, and then next door, he stayed in the office over there for about a week.
Uh-huh.
And then we had this trailer, and what it was is probably him. People were breaking in here, stealing nail guns and all that. He approached my dad. He's like, "Look, I ain't got a place to stay. How about I stay here to help eliminate some of this nonsense?" So that's how the whole thing came about. He was going to be like a night watchman.
Yeah.
Sure. That's what he wanted.
What's on the other side there?
Oh,
Is that-
yard.
Another yard.
Oh, okay.
It's a factory right up there.
Is there any water around here? Or a stream or
Nah,
anything?
Tapscott River's down a little bit.
A little bit?
That river he was talking so much about.
He actually hung the girls up, he said, back here and drained their blood
You
and
want to just take a
He
picture?
sliced them up. That's where, because this is just the way he described it. Wow.
I'll tell you, he decapitated a couple people. And living next to the guy for 15 years, you would never.
You never think it.
Where he used to have his barbecue.
He used to have his barbecue where at? Right over
Right
there?
there, where that
I don't know
plywood is.
nothing about.
So he did have the barbecue stand, huh?
The only thing I know.
He did. And everybody
I
jokes
live
about
next
that
to the guy
still
on
when we
You
were
want-
pit deep.
You go with the
Yes.
You want to stand right over there?
on your left hand side. If you come down Wilkins Avenue. Come down Wilkins Avenue.
So now you believe it. I mean,
His barbecue.
that's where it was.
Yes. He said they made fun of him. But those son of a bitches loved my sandwiches. And I would sit there and watch them, eat them. But I always felt bad when the kids would eat the sandwiches. I didn't tell anybody about it. But this is where it was.
It's right here. Say hi.
I lived in the second house.
You actually knew him, huh?
He would
didn't
rent.
know him.
He would rent.
What did you think? You didn't think?
WWF wrestling
No,
videos.
I didn't think he hurt anybody.
Me, my brother,
He
my
hurt my potbelly
cousin.
pig.
We go.
He
to
what?
his
He
house
hurt my
and-
potbelly
I mean,
pig.
He did?
We lived next
He didn't
door.
cook it,
We
did he?
didn't think
No.
that's when he was
Yeah.
still with
It
Linda
was a
and,
bet he
and
couldn't
his
touch
son
it.
David.
Couldn't touch it.
He was still.
Oh.
He
loving
said
it.
I owed him $5.
And like I said,
smell
we sit
my
over there,
dogs?
you know, drink beer.
Yeah,
and
you do.
You know,
watch,
yeah, we miss our
WWF
dogs.
wrestling,
Where you guys
go to
actually from?
sleep, pack
Las
up,
Vegas.
Wake up.
Wow.
I mean, all of his.
Do you believe that?
I mean, when you guys.
Did he tell you that?
You need to realize he was wearing a mask.
Right.
He said he fucking cut the people. My friend.
Yeah, no.
Cut the fucking
Right.
people up and ate the
Right.
dude's
Yeah.
arm. Right,
I'm sorry.
right
you
down
asked me
there,
that
I knew
question.
something was wrong.
There was a lot of questions answered today. Like when we went to Joe Metheny's place of work, and we're very lucky. It was as if God sent these people to us to speak to us. I mean, it was a Sunday. They weren't working. I mean, the owner's son of the company was there. Another guy who happened to be a next door neighbor of Joe Metheny for many years. And a girl who also worked there, a desk job, who knew Joe Metheny back in the day. We got to see where his barbecue stand was, and the people that worked there were nice enough to take us into the business grounds and show us where he slept, where he murdered, where he buried bodies, where he strung girls over trees and drained their life out of them, and gutted them and packed them with salt to cure their meat. They showed us all of this stuff. So when you get somebody who writes you in prison, and you don't really know this person from Adam, and he's telling you all these wild stories about eating people, burying girls, digging them up and fucking them and burying them again and digging them up and doing this over and over again. I mean, you kind of wonder, is this guy for real? And then you go and you meet people that knew him and worked with him and were there while he was murdering people, while the police force and the FBI stormed the place, found bodies. They're telling you all of this. It brings to life all of those letters. Really, really fantastic. Fantastic stuff that we found out today. And the barbecue stand. Tiny's barbecue. Just, you know, I'll be honest, I didn't believe him. But when we went there and we asked them if he really did have a barbecue stand, and they pointed it out, which we did get footage of, it was just amazing. This son of a bitch was feeding people human flesh, turning people into cannibals. Incredible. Thank you.
So, guys, these videos are on YouTube. You've got to go to YouTube to see this shit. You're missing the boat. If you're just listening, we love it. But you got to get to YouTube. You got to check this stuff out because
And they got to answer your questions.
Yeah, and I want to see the conversation too.
Right.
Necrophilia, cannibalism.
Yeah.
Right? Number
Yeah.
one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, get to YouTube, watch these. I watch it in my office. I'll pull up like half my screen. I'll have you fucking jag-offs on the not dad. Not dad. I'm talking about you. And then I can work on the left side of the screen and then I can pull it up there because I like to see. I want to see the videos and everything.
Exactly. Well, how about this for a video? Me and Dad, and this did happen 2 days ago, we went into a Porta Subs and a girl who works there came up to me and said, "Tony, do you really have a big dick?" And I said, Yeah. And she's like, I know because I hear it all the time on your podcast.
That really did happen.
That happened? You're not kidding?
I'm not joking.
No, he isn't.
This happened. And I was shocked.
I was rolling over laughing.
I know. It was great.
Okay, pull it out. Let's see. Show everybody out.
Fucking,
Let's get it on camera.
don't.
You're on camera right now. Let's see it, Big Dick Daddy. Come on. Go ahead.
Come on, let's go.
yeah,
Go ahead.
You'd have to get it hard.
All right.
All right. How about those videos making a case for me? Huh? Yeah. A fucking case for me. Big Dick Daddy. I feel like a lawyer right now. Huh? That's right. I'm a lawyer. Now here is some serious audio evidence.
Did you really grind up flesh and serve it with the sandwiches like you wrote to me?
Yes, I did. I had real pork. I had real beef. Even you had the human body tastes exactly like pig. We are exactly identical to pork.
Okay. So it worked out okay.
Oh, hey, they were buying my sandwiches on a regular.
I want to know how you clean up after yourself. I mean, 'cause that was pretty messy, probably.
What? What, the body?
Oh, yeah, because I'm
down in the woods there.
Uh-huh.
Where I would kill them, they was already dead, but I would take them out there and tie a rope around their ankles, string them up on a tree, and I had a 5-gallon bucket I'd put underneath their head and slit their throat and let the body the blood drain out.
So you would drain them?
Yeah, it's the same way as doing a deer or anything else. You let it drain and let it air out for about 24 hours.
Oh.
And then you slice it up. You gut it. Take off just from where the pubic hair starts. Just slice the whole body straight down. The whole body, the stomach, all the intestines and everything else out of it.
And nobody knew this was going on. No friends, no girls, nothing.
Nobody had a clue.
This was like your own thing.
That was it.
So now we have all of this evidence, right? Huh? Feel me? And you're probably wondering what the hell we did with it all. Well, we turned it over to the authorities. Everything we found out, we believe to be true. Here is the letter that I sent to the local investigators and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Letter dated August 16th, 2010. Gentlemen, based on our phone conversations, I'm going to share some of the confessions and stories that I have received from Joe Metheny. I have been conversing with him for the past 4 years, and he has told me stories about murders that he was not convicted of. Hopefully, with this information and your connections, this will help solve some of these cold cases. It is my understanding that I will be informed on any findings that result from my information. A lot of time and effort has gone into corresponding with Joe Metheny to be able to have gathered the information I'm about to share with you. I hope this will be beneficial for you both and help bring some closure to the victim's family. I'm going to quote directly from letters that I received from Metheny. I'll give you the dates of the letters and what I believe is pertinent information. If you need the complete letters, please let me know. I probably gave you more information than was necessary. but I wanted you to see what we're dealing with and how the crimes are mentioned frequently and stay consistent, especially his first kill, the little red-haired girl. All these things lead me to believe that this monster is telling the truth and that there are bodies out there that need to be found. We just visited Baltimore and went to the wooded area that he told us about. He was very specific with his description of the area and instructions on what clues to look for. It and looks to be the perfect place for a body to be buried and not discovered. We found what we believe to be the grave site, which was approximately 60 feet from Interstate 695. Everything we discovered at the alleged gravesite was bagged and given to the proper authorities. Hopefully, all of this will help, and together we can put some closure to these crimes. I look forward to speaking with you. Regards, Tony Ciaglia. I figured it was worth a try because all of the information we had investigated and found to be true. I attached over 20 excerpts from letters that I had received. Dad, could you give the murderer phoniacs a short example?
I will do that. And you know what? We're watching crime shows all the time, 30 years, 40 years, right?
Yeah.
So who knows? I mean, this stuff, fresh set of eyes, whatever, it might help. We gave him an awful lot. Okay, this is one of the things that we attached. I'm going to give you the locations of some of my dead bitches. I will not tell you the actual spot to dig, but I'll put you within 50 feet of them. Anyway, back to the bodies I have out there. The two bodies I said are buried between redacted and redacted is the ones I told you about in my last little story. The field they are now in was about 40 feet off of Interstate redacted. I think there was an apple orchard there. I will tell you more about the actual location later. And he did. There is also a little 12-year-old girl named Thelma, who I killed and buried up in Deep Creek Lake State Park back in 1977. When you go poking around at the locations I gave you and you go and think about the clues that I gave you in my past letters, you see I was telling the truth. Now, I am very cautious what you will do with the information you find.
Curious.
What did I say? Oh, cautious. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, I am very curious what you will do with the information you find. I guess that will tell me what kind of friend you are. I was always a true believer in the old saying, it will always be a friend or relative that fucks you over, for you will never let an enemy get that close to you.
Fuck him.
True colors. There he is.
Yeah.
Well, what did we do? We went right to the police, what we were supposed to do.
Fucking
right?
asshole.
Go ahead, bud.
Unfortunately, that was 2010, and over 13 fucking years ago have passed. And I never heard anything. I believe what this monster told me is true. And it's my hope that someday the information that I passed along will help. That's about all we can do because we aren't the police. Joey, let's finish this up with what we know to be 100% true. And don't ever fucking say anything about the way I drink water, or I will come over to this fucking table.
Let's go.
Stop it. This is my moment. This is my show.
All right, so here's what we know. Joe showed the police where 2 girls were buried that were found at the pallet company.
Mm-hmm.
Kathy Ann Maganizer, 39, killed and decapitated in 1994. Kimberly Spicer, 26, killed in 1996. Tony Lynn Ingracia, 28. He was indicted for killing her, but charges were dropped because of lack of evidence. You ever notice how much these guys drop the ball?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when they get away with 1 or 2 or 3. Then they're unstoppable, invincible. They feel.
He told Tony that several girls were made into his barbecue stand, but their bodies were never found because he disposed of them. Where did he dispose of the ones that he gutted in
river?
He put them all in the river?
Well, some he buried.
Oh.
Okay.
Remember he talked about the lime and some he
Whoa,
buried.
no. What about the 50-gallon drum?
I love Tony. When he's telling Tony about the lime, he's like, you know about the lime? And Tony's like, oh, yeah. Yeah.
No, he didn't. You're getting them mixed up. I know we had a lot of serial killers we've dealt with. He didn't use a drum.
Yes, when he threw them over and he hung them up like deer.
Yeah, he bled them out into a drum.
He bled them out and he took all their organs out.
Into a drum.
That stuff he put in the river for the fish.
Yeah.
That's what Joe just asked me.
Yeah. No, he's talking about
the bodies.
The bodies. There wasn't much left. Of them.
Okay.
But he buried most of them.
Okay.
That's what he said.
Maybe spread them out or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these statements are so typical Joe Metheny, and we know they're true because they came direct from the court transcripts. All right. During the penalty phase, Metheny addressed the jury and said,
this is something else here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is going to be great.
We gave you the good parts.
There we
Joe.
go.
Yeah.
There is a lot about me that has not been told. When the Spicer autopsy was performed, they discovered that she gave birth to a 12-ounce bouncing baby beer bottle. I get it. Jesus.
Is that like that bottle you were just drinking from? Is that about the size?
I mean,
is that a 12 ounce or
no? It's a little bigger.
This is
16?
33.8 ounces.
12 ounces.
This is a liter
beer bottle.
Okay,
Yeah.
But it was glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A picture. He's talking to the jury. This is true.
This is to the jury.
This is definitely true. He did this.
They discovered she gave birth to a 12-ounce bouncing baby beer bottle. I get a kick out of every fucking time I say that. Bouncing baby beer bottle. The bottle was found in her vagina. Now comes the person you're here for. Kathy Maganizer. The part they left out with her was that after 6 months, I dug her skull up, washed out the maggots, and fucked it. That's sick, ain't it? She was just another piece of meat upon the street. He's a fucking poet now.
Now, he's not reading that to the jury.
Yes. Yeah. All of this.
This is straight from the transcript.
Right from the transcripts during the penalty phase. He got to talk to the jury.
And the families, right, of the victim.
Yeah, and this is what he said. No families were there.
The words "I'm sorry" will never come out, for they would be a lie. I am more than willing to give up my life for what I have done, to have God judge me and send my ass to hell for eternity. There is no excuse for the things that I have done to those people. I just enjoyed it. So I ask of you, please give me the fucking death penalty. What the fuck, man? Jeez. He was something else, huh?
Yeah, that's really intense.
He's a poet.
Yeah, huh? So, guys, Joseph Roy Metheny, a.k.a. Tiny. He got his wish and was sentenced to death. Unfortunately, they overturned his death sentence in 2000, and he was given life without parole. Do you know why they overturned it?
I was just going to ask why.
Yeah. Here's the deal. Kathy Magaziner.
Yeah.
He buried her handbag about 12 or 15 feet away from the body. So they wanted the death penalty, so they had to find special circumstances. So they used robbery.
Wow.
Okay. Now, Metheny wanted the death penalty, but his lawyer said that it just was not a good death penalty case. Now, I don't know what she calls a good death penalty case, but because of, the handbag, and that's what they used, they presented it, they appealed it, they overturned the sentence.
That makes absolutely no sense.
No sense.
So they didn't call that robbery?
No.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stupid. Murder should be enough.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So this fat fucking piece of shit was found dead in his cell on August 5th, 2017. Looks like the devil got another soldier. And at that point, his wish for death came true. And I quote, "I am more than willing to give up my life for what I have done. Then have God judge me and send my ass to hell for eternity." Goodbye, fucking Joe. I hope you are enjoying the flames of hell. Well, everybody, that wraps up season 5. I myself am not being biased, but I thought it was a damn good season.
It was.
I agree. It was.
It was. I'm a fan.
Yes, I hope you guys
I'm
enjoyed it.
auditioning for the show. I hope I got it.
You got it.
Yeah. Joseph Roy Metheny, the cannibal creator. We hope you enjoyed it, everybody, because we did. I thought it was pretty fucking awesome. Thank you for being here, Joey.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. It's nice to come
Thank
and
you, Joe.
defend myself. He doesn't talk shit when I'm sitting here. It's weird.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I asked him, are you going to talk
He's
shit?
got
He
a
goes,
lot.
are you crazy?
He's got a lot to say. He's got a lot to say when I'm listening to my headphones at the park,
Yeah.
making my rounds. But when I'm sitting here, he's like a little cowering bitch in the corner. A little
Whoa.
cowering,
Oh.
feeble bitch.
Hey? Hey. All right.
Thank you to the Coxman. Thank you, Rhonda,
Thank you
for
guys.
getting the Coxman a fucking cape.
Yeah, I got a cape this year. I
Yeah.
love it. I got a bull named after me.
Thank
I
you,
love
Scott.
it.
Thank you, Scott, who listens,
Yes,
sits in the
Scott.
other room and has
Poor
to listen
Scott,
to this
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's the reason this shit happens.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we can all talk about season 6.
Are you guys doing season 6?
Yeah, of
What are you
course.
doing?
We don't
Tell
know
me about
yet.
it.
We don't know yet.
Yeah. We're kicking around some ideas.
We're kicking around
Mm.
maybe Bianchi.
Oh, God.
The Hillside Strangler.
But I hope everybody cuts us a little slack. A lot of work goes into this.
Yes.
So it'll take us a little bit, but we will be back.
I got an idea for a show. You guys this would be a great serial killer show. We'll do it on my old boss. He was a serial killer. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Well, we got
I'm
He's
kidding.
joking.
I'm just
He's
making a
joking.
joke.
He's joking.
Okay.
But we got some stuff coming up. In fact, we may even be working with Manfred's
Kids.
sons, the twins that we just found out about. They have some pretty incredible information. They want to be a serial killer whisperer, they said.
That was a cool story.
So, yeah, we're talking with them. we probably, hopefully, if she will agree, I know she's busy, but we're going to bring Angela back. There's some things we want to talk with her about. But season 6 is definitely coming, and it'll be sooner than later. That's about all I can say on it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
All right.
So as always, take care, stay safe, and remember, always walk in the calm after the storm.